let's do a outlook on the market for this upcoming week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. So what we're looking at is up here on the daily. We did see a period of consolidation at our point of control, which is 410.63. We had a break above our upper value area, and we purged buy side liquidity on this high. So that's a high of 418.31, and we made it to 420.72. What we'd be looking for next for continuation up is a run up here on 431.73. But what would be more probable is a retracement back down below 417.79 down into this displacement up. We'd be looking at 416.15 and then a V-shaped bounce. Now, where we be mindful of this just being a run on stops before coming back down, because I am still interested in SPY or SPX 4000 or 3980 level, is if this can break down below, back down in 413.89 into 411.87. You see these relative equal lows here at 403, and then this is just kind of a choppy leg up with no retracement back into it. So we could look for a 200 SMA test. I'm not saying that we do get that this week. That'd be pretty linear down, but that is something to keep in mind. So moving forward, I would just use these levels to get a feel for when to go long or short. So that is 417.79, 413.89, 411.79, 410.17 into 405.60. Below 405.60, you're going to look to run those relative equal lows down in the 200 SMA, and you have a decent profile here to see some price acceptance at that level. But we could continue up, and if we continue up, we're looking at that 431.73 run on that. All right, now I also want to do a larger time frame outlook into PayPal, DraftKings, Skins, Square, CRM, Net, Hood, and Env. So let's take a look at PayPal. What we're seeing, this isn't looking great. We have a gap down off of earnings. I believe it was guidance was the issue. But we lost the lower value area of 69.78, and now we've pressed down to 60.92. You can see that gap take place right here. And 60.40 is the low. If we look at this on like a 3-year weekly, we still can't even see price down this low. So we're going to push this out to, let's go 10 years on the weekly. Where are we at? Damn. We're down there. All right, so price is right around here. This is September of, what's this, 2018. September of 2018, that's where price is at. That's a little scary. I would say if you want to start, dollar cost averaging some commons here, it wouldn't be a bad bet. You will get a movement eventually to push back up in your favor, but it is kind of risky when it's been in a downward slump like this. Yeah, I'm not really liking that right now for a long. Let's take a look at DraftKings. Okay, DraftKings, we have a bounce, 14.23 up to 24.11. This is on the weekly. Let's pump this back out to this. Similar to kind of like the Upstart chart, based on how Upstart just goes the last few days. I would like to see DraftKings return to this low here where this area of overhead supply is. That's right around 35.02. So Skin at 10.24, it's at the lower value area. You would be looking for price acceptance here at 10.24, push back up into point of control at 11.24 into the 200 SMA, and then mitigate this displacement down. You were looking for about 12.89 to 13.09, and this push up did kind of challenge this high, but look at this displacement down from 16. If we pump this out to the 3-year on the weekly, still not looking like a good bet. Something, kind of sketchy. Take a look at Square. Square, I'm saying keep buying commons. As long as it's below 60, you're good. So for Square, what we're looking at is on the hourly. We did have the reversal take place here. Okay, so this W is trapping action, and then you have displacement up. So we're going to call this a break of structure, and then we have the retracement of the hourly displacement up, And then we're looking for price to continue up back above 61.35 into 64.11. We have 65 calls for this coming week, and we are looking to tap the 200 SMA this week or next week for sure. But then once we break above that, we are targeting 74.98. And let's take a look at CRM. CRM, after that gap fill, it's sure been pushing good. I want to see this on a larger span. So we're approaching the 3-year weekly point of control at 219.62. I would play this short back to 203.82, possibly maybe right into. It's just kind of risky here. Our rejection risk is pretty high, so we really don't have a play on this right now. If we're gonna say at 126 was our low and now we're at 210, I mean, that's a pretty big jump up. I would like commons or something back below 162. Too rich for my blood right now. It's just not worth the risk. Let's take a look at net. Net, not bad. So you have the weekly displacement down, retrace back into it right at point of control. That takes place at 57.11. We did gap fill here, as you can see on the hourly. So we've completely retraced that move. And you could look to come back down and fill in this 54.68 or 52 range. Yeah, this is, even on the 15, it was kind of crazy last week. You could play this week for a short. You could look to short this back down to 51.17 or 45.85. This area of supply here, is going to be mitigated. So we look to retrace that and see if the move can continue back up to 85.08. And just a quick reminder that on the 24th at 2 p.m. we have the FOMC minutes. So keep that in mind when you're trading, and I'll catch you guys next week.